become best friends?
Yup.
You want to go do karate in the garage?
Yup.
Big part of friendship.
I like you. Do you like me?
I do like you.
You are my friend.
You're a nice young man, and I am your friend.
Shut up, Pete. We're not friends now. I don't need you anymore.
You're my best friend.
Friend requests.
The friend request?
Why you ain't accept my friend request, bro? But you don't want to be my friend.
Hello, welcome to the friend request. What's up, y'all? What's happening? YouTube subscribers, YouTube people watching the podcast right now can see huge news in my world. I've got a fringe. I cut bangs. Oh my God. Wow. Audio listeners are probably going crazy right now. They're like, what? Where can I see it? Go on YouTube if you want. I don't know. No, sorry. I'm just talking. Hi. Thank you so much for tuning into the show again. God, I really don't stress often enough how much I appreciate y'all for listening. I really do. I absolutely love doing this podcast, and I really appreciate you guys enjoying it and letting me do it. I love it. So thank you for listening. I've got such a fun episode for you today. It was awesome. But of course, before we get into that, I would love to ask you, beg you, plead with you, oh my God, tell you, you can watch my special, in quotation marks. You can watch me do my show Hot Girl Stuff online now on YouTube membership or Patreon. It's on 2 platforms. It's only like $5 US dollars, so it might be like $6 or $7 in Australian. I don't know what the conversion is. I don't know. It's just what I set it at. It's pretty cheap. I'm actually trying to finance a bit of a little tour around America and the UK and all of that. So I am charging some money for it, and it's also only my first hour, so you know. I want to be open to being able to do Netflix when they call, you know, when they give me a bell. I don't want to have burnt everything completely. Of course I would do a different hour. Anyway, this is semantics. You don't care. You don't need to know. But regardless, if you're out there and you're thinking, gosh, I'd love to see this girl do stand-up comedy because she's so funny from what I've seen. Put her to the test. Let's find out if she can do an hour. Well, it's about 50 minutes, but still, I can do it. And it's great. It was a great show. So please go check that out. If you're on YouTube, you can just go back to the page, or it's up there. You can even just type in Hot Girl Stuff Chloe Madron into the search bar. It is YouTube membership, so you do have to sign up. Or you can just go to Patreon, sign up there, watch it. You can unsubscribe immediately afterwards if you don't want to stick around. I will be putting up bonus content monthly as well. So up to you if you want to stick around. But absolutely no pressure. I love you anyway. You know, I'm just glad that you're here. If you're thinking, God, I'd love to support you, girl, but I have no money. I get it. Times are tough. I get it. If you really, really, really want to watch the show and you have no money, I don't know, send me a message because, like I said, I get it. I'm not unreasonable, so we could maybe sort something out. But if you want a different way to support me and the podcast, you could also just do one of those rate and reviews on Spotify or Apple, or even comment on the YouTube. You know, make sure you're subscribed. All of these little free things that you can do that really help the show and really help me. I would absolutely adore it. Share it to your stories. I'll share it. You know, we'll have a chat. Tell a friend if you think, gosh, I have a friend who would really, really enjoy this. I have a friend who is interested in human relationships, friendship, comedy, funny stuff, good laughs, good times, and recommend the pod. It would mean the world to me. But also no pressure, whatever. I love you anyway. Today's episode is so good, so fun. You're gonna love it. This guy, oh my God, he is a legend in Australian comedy. He's so funny. I absolutely adore this conversation. It was so fun. First time we met as well, so absolutely love that. The podcast is working. I'm making friends. I think you're gonna absolutely love him as well. So please go enjoy it. Today's episode with the wonderful Tom Walker.
Oh, do you just go into it?
Yeah, we just go into it.
Yes.
I'll do an intro on my own so I can plug things and whatever. And
Sick.
yeah,
All
I don't
right.
know. It seems to be going well. It's also awkward when I'm like, hello, welcome, with the guest right here. You know, some people,
100%.
if I'm listing credits and stuff, some people get really uncomfortable. So I've just left it for,
I got you. Yeah.
But anyway, welcome.
Hey, thanks.
Thank
It's
you
good
so
to be
much.
here.
It's so good to have you here. I have already commented on the sweater, but now that we're recording, goddamn,
I know.
best day ever.
Yeah, this had the 1-2 combo of I bought it in America.
Mm-hmm.
We were there to get not exclusively, but we were there around Christmas to get
Okay.
photos with an American Santa.
Okay.
And I bought the sweater,
Mm-hmm.
walked out. 2 insanely cool African American guys saw me leaving the store in the sweater.
Yeah.
One of them looked at me up and down. Looked like he had just been punched in the stomach and said, "That is an ugly ass sweater, man." And it was just such an immediate rush of I know. Having just bought it from the ugly sweater store and seeing it doing its job. What a thrill.
Oh, wow. That's
Yeah, dude.
awesome. What a crazy reason to go to the other side of the world.
So this is going to be, yes. Okay.
You say partially, but...
In my defense, it wasn't me who organized it for the Santa photo.
Okay.
But my friend, I think he'd be fine. This is Michael Hing.
Yep.
Is one of my dear friends. And he'd been to LA like a year, 2 years before.
Okay.
And he'd wanted to go to the Grove and get a photo with Santa. But he was traveling solo.
Oh.
So...
He
He
thought it was
waited in
weird?
line for Santa. No.
Oh,
He
okay,
didn't think
okay,
it was weird.
okay, good.
He had to be told by an elf that it was weird. He had to be told by an elf, "Hey man, we've got a lot of families today. I don't think
Yeah.
we're going to be able to fit you in." After he'd been coming back the 3rd time to wait in line.
Oh, my God.
And then he was they broke the news to him, like, "Dude, please go away.
Oh, wow.
We're not doing single male photos with Santa today. This is
so
our rush
mean.
season."
You see, so many times in the life do families, people with children get prioritized. It's like, you chose to have your children. Don't make
Yeah.
that our burden.
Hey, come on. What? Oh, simply because I opted to not have crotch spawn and be child free, I don't get my photo with Santa?
Exactly.
It's a normal adult thing to want.
They don't know. Maybe he still believed in Santa.
He may well have. But, well, also, it's not a normal adult thing to want.
No.
Anyway, he then arranged this trip with
Yeah.
8 friends back to LA because he was like, "Oh, it's going to be a really fun time. We
Yeah.
can go to theme parks."
Yeah.
Oh my God, and also I guess we could go to the Grove and get our photo taken with old Santa Claus.
Oh, look what's happened here. Okay. He's dressing you all up like his own little family.
A very beautiful, diverse range of people. So, yeah.
Has that photo gone to social media at some point?
Yeah, it's around.
I feel like I've seen it.
Yeah.
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 Very possible.
It was nice to go to an actual Santa Claus. 'Cause,
Yeah?
well, me and my wife, Demi,
Yeah.
we have a thing of getting a photo taken with Santa every year or making a Christmas photo.
That's awesome.
Past little while, it's been with David Jones Santas here in Sydney.
yeah.
And that is so disappointing.
Really?
Dude,
Tell me why.
they're hiring skinny Santas. I know.
Whoa.
Everybody is beautiful, but you can't have a Santa with the outfit sagging off him.
That's so Sydney.
Dude, the face isn't filling the beard. He looks like he just got done running the city to surf.
Oh
It's
my
so
God.
shitty. So he's just sitting there. He's gaunt, clearly, behind
Yeah.
the fucking beard and the hat. And then they have a green screen behind the chair. They don't use the green screen. They print out the photo and hand it to you. It's you, a skinny Santa who is not smiling, and then an unused chroma key green screen in the background.
This makes no sense.
It's bad.
That's so bad.
And then you go over to America. Oh my God. Say what you will, but
Like proper actors.
in
you know,
LA,
method?
you
Yeah,
know you're getting
yeah.
someone who's played Santa
Wow.
before. A seasoned pro.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Wow, I've got to go check this out. I mean,
We got to go check out the City of Lights.
yeah. What, you guys ever heard of it? I mean, it's a kept secret.
Hearing great things about Los Angeles. Sorry, short for LA. Oh.
You're a local.
Yeah. I simply love it.
Damn. So, I mean, by the sounds of that story, you've got some friends.
Yeah, not to brag, but
Big deal.
I think I'm now at the point where I have a couple of them kicking around.
Congratulations.
And how are you doing in the friend department?
We're actually getting pretty good.
Okay.
Yeah, it's really exciting. I had a friend say to me just yesterday on her podcast that only recently, even though I thought, I mean, we've been friends for a little bit, but
Mm-hmm.
she was like, yeah, no, the other day when we all turned off that person who doesn't like you, everyone started going, you know what, Chloe's all right. And I heard this. I was like, really?
To find out that you've only just passed the grade is
Yeah.
brutal.
It's a little brutal, but I'm just happy to be here.
Yeah, no. Hey, you know what? We finally realized you're actually okay. Oh, I thought
It's honestly,
I
this
was
is
going to
why-
invite you guys to my wedding.
for real. This is why I like, you know, because when I first moved to Sydney, I definitely had some doubts. I started a fucking podcast to make friends, you know?
Yeah.
And I would get in my head about stuff, and my wonderful partner would tell me all the time, no one's, you know, actually thinking about you that much. That's just the world. That's just insecurity, whatever. But this is why I relate to Taylor Swift. Okay, she's got a wonderful song, and she's got a lyric in it, and that says, "But what if everything's not about me? But what if it is?" And guess what? Turned out I wasn't wrong.
It was about you.
It was about me.
Also, I just want on record in case this clip goes live.
Yeah.
I think Taylor Swift has multiple wonderful songs.
She's got so many.
Oh, they're all great in their own right. Please
You
don't
Swiftie?
kill me.
Oh, okay. You're just scared.
I'm very afraid
Really?
of Taylor Swift fans.
Oh, you don't have to be unless you're like outwardly mean and misogynistic. They're really not that bad.
And that's the deal breaker for me. I'm not willing to give that away. I'm absolutely married to the mean and misogynistic lifestyle I've come to love. I can't get enough of that
adds up.
stuff.
Yeah, with everything of yours that I've seen.
There's something about these women I have no truck with. Urgh. I can't stand the things.
No, you actually have a wife.
I do.
A wife, a wonderful Demi Lardner.
That's right.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
You guys had like the comedy wedding of comedy weddings,
Oh, wow.
right?
Well, we're in the position where almost all of our friends are from comedy.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, exactly. But didn't you do like it was at a venue? Am I correct? Please tell me all about
yes.
your wedding.
So, okay. Me and my wife got married.
Yes.
She organized a huge amount of it because I don't have any vision for things. I kind of am like, I'll just see something and realize it's bad and then just be like, well, the world's bad, so that makes
my
sense.
God.
And she'll see something and see that it's bad and be like, well, I should fix that.
Yep,
That's like the fundamental difference between us.
Yin and yang.
Yeah. Yeah. The great yin and yang of emotional labor and emotional neglect. Yeah. The two things you need in any relationship.
Obviously.
On the masculine and feminine side. No, yeah. So we got married at the Vanguard in Newtown, which is the venue that the show Shrek-lesque started in and then grew out
Whoa.
of.
Wow.
I know.
Huge.
And then so we booked out this place, got married there, and Demi booked a whole bunch of stuff. We made sure, because we know we have like a lot of friends we've made through podcasting, we made sure there was like a Nintendo Switch for them to play.
Oh my God.
You know, we're just like, we understand our friends. So
Yeah.
like, some of you are going to need, there's no way we can get like a kitchen here with a dog to pat for you guys to hang out with quietly, but we can make it so you
Yeah.
can stare at a screen.
Yeah.
Socially acceptable
That's
way.
really smart.
And Demi hired some special effects makeup artists. Or
Wow.
two makeup artists,
Yeah.
sorry, I should say. One face painter, like traditional face paint. Like we're talking your Spider-Mans, your butterflies, your tiger faces.
Okay.
Then the other one was a special effects horror and gore makeup artist. And so your two options were you could either, or get both, you could either get like the butterfly across
Yeah.
the face, the
Yeah.
princess, or you could get like a gaping head wound.
Oh my God, that's so cool.
So we're there, like, the first guy who got it was our friend Miles, who the MC just had to stop down the party and just be like, hey guys, just so you know, the special effects score makeup person has started, so Miles is okay. And Miles is standing in the crowd like, yeah, I am. He's like 6'5".
Oh my
And he's just
God.
standing there with a gaping wound on his forehead.
that's so
Our friend
cool.
Cass is walking around with like lacerations across her chest like she's been scratched by a werewolf. Like... Broden Kelly has 2 bullet wounds in his big bald head. It fucking rocked, dude.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah.
And so smart. I love the idea of just stuff to do, keeping everyone entertained.
Yeah, I think that
Very
was like a
smart.
thing where it was very smart by Demi
Yeah.
to put that shit in there and make sure that there was stuff to do, because we kind of we're really stressed out about it. And then a friend of ours was like, it's basically like you're running a gig.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
literally just think of it as you're putting on a show
Yeah.
and it'll become so much less stressful.
So true.
Yeah.
Because you know what you're doing then.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not
you,
new.
You have experience putting something on to a deadline,
Yeah,
making sure it all
yeah.
works or whatever.
Wow. Did that apply when it came to the actual ceremony?
Yes.
Yeah?
So we got paper married, like, officially witnessed and signed all the stuff a few days before, like a week before
cool.
maybe.
Okay.
Because we didn't want to do the paperwork there. We wanted this to be like a celebration without the stop down of paper and
Yeah,
also
okay.
like without the stress of that.
Yeah.
And then we did like proper vows at the party wedding.
Yeah. Cool. Oh.
And then, we both wrote our vows and did
How
those.
was
and
that?
They were good.
Yeah?
Yeah, very sincere.
Yeah. Any
Like,
funny as well?
Yeah, no, not
No?
really. We kind of both said like, hey, we want this to be sincere, but also
Yeah.
like, I don't think I come across. I'm not like too emotional.
Yeah,
I think
okay.
that's coming across in my general tone and affect. Like it's pretty much this all the time.
Yeah.
I say to Demi, "I love you," and she's like, "Okay, can you say that with like warmth in your voice? Because it sounds like you're doing a bit." Like, I love you, and then I'll be like, "I love you too." Just it's facts.
Yeah.
But we were trying to think of like the song for her to walk up the aisle to.
Yeah.
And we settled on the song that Edward and Bella get married to in Twilight
Awesome.
because we fucking love the Twilight movies.
They're really good. I rewatched them recently. They're really good.
They're so good.
They're
and
so good.
They are unhinged.
Yeah.
Like
It's insane.
coming from a pretty traditional fucking, boy growing up then series and then
Yeah.
like watching the movies this many years later and
Yeah.
be like, this is so much more, forgive the, adolescent word choice, but this is so much more metal than anything I was doing at this time.
Yeah.
This is so much cooler.
It's wild.
It's nuts and the tonal shifts and everything.
Oh yeah.
We gotta talk
And
Twilight.
I mean, just the CGI and the cinematography of each of them.
Dude.
It's so wild.
Yeah, they make the biggest swings in movie history. The entire first movie is blue. The entire first movie is blue and grey.
It's so blue, but oh my god, it's ingrained into my brain now.
Mm.
When it's overcast and the sky gets a bit more of a blue
Yep.
kind of hue. I'm looking around. I'm going, I want to watch Twilight.
Well, looking around, okay, Supermassive Black Hole is playing in my head. I'm
Yes.
seeing Alice's foot rise into the air. She's ready to do her famous pitch. It's so good.
It's awesome.
It's also just completely unhinged. You would never guess where it's going to go. The
No.
tonal shifts from like high school, like kind of dramedy
Yeah,
to
yeah.
like the kids at her high school are living in a completely different movie.
Yeah.
Kind of like a little bit Apatow-esque.
Totally. Yeah, they're making jokes here and there. As soon as you see them, it's like, oh Bella.
And they all like they're obviously like actors
Yeah.
and they look like, very cool and stuff. But,
Yeah.
But there are, then Kristen Stewart and Kristen Stewart and Robert Pattinson
Yeah.
are on another level. And it's like, oh, this is what Alexis Toliopoulos once said, this is what being in high school and being in love felt like.
Oh,
You felt like
yeah.
you were the only two beautiful people in the world. And then
Yeah.
everyone else was these uncool
Ugly,
dweebs.
disgusting.
Yeah, they're all running up to you. How do you like in the rain, girl? And you're just like, you're so transparent. Like,
Spot on.
yeah. Anyway, so she walks up the aisle of that. We
Yeah.
hadn't realized how terrifying it was going to be. We don't expose ourselves to sincerity that much.
Yeah.
So she's walking up the aisle to that. Our friends are singing it.
Oh.
She motors up before like 3 lines are in because we both power walk up the aisle because
The
we're
aisle
like,
walk is scary.
it's scary.
It's so slow.
It's hard being
Yeah.
sincere and like, what are you supposed to do? You're supposed to like look around and be like, all you guys love me. That's fucking psycho.
Smiling away. It's insane.
It's like, when an actor does the thing where they do like a bow and then they look up and then they do another bow and you're like, fuck you. Like it has that same feeling for me. We're like,
100%.
you're a psycho if you
It's
need
insane.
that much fucking. I know.
I don't even know. And it is weird because you're performers. It's too much and you're used to it, you
Yeah.
know? So I don't know how, maybe it's because regular people aren't getting any kind of attention like that at any point so that they can handle it. I don't know. It's too
We're also like
weird.
not too comfortable with genuine emotions, I guess,
Yeah,
in public.
yeah.
And also you're like, yeah, no, I'm used to like, applause, not to toot my own horn.
Okay.
But
He's very funny.
I mostly say a lot of things that people agree with politically. And I kind of change that up depending on what suburb I'm performing in. Sometimes I do hide the misogyny. I'm not above it, but then other times I really let it fly. But it's like the thing of getting applause after a show versus like all the people you love looking at you and going like,
Yeah.
like fuck off, fuck
Yeah.
off.
Yeah, so odd.
Blech.
I've experienced it walking up the aisle I don't remember my mum's wedding too much. I was a teenager, but for my sister's wedding more recently, I was a bridesmaid and I was able to go slowly because I was wearing basically stripper heels and it was outside on
Was
like
it grass?
grass and a like
Dude.
hill, and I kind of had a little tumble almost and then
Yeah.
picked myself up, and so I was able to walk really slowly because I couldn't walk any faster.
Yeah.
But even that, I kept like smiling at people because it's just my instinct to smile because safety and I don't know, people feel comfortable. It's just what you do.
I think that was the right choice.
Right,
I
but-
think if you're walking up the aisle during a wedding, Chloe, I think it's normal to smile. You're not supposed to be winking and fucking shooting finger guns. What were the other options in your head?
I don't know, maybe a smaller smile. I think this is my problem.
A smirk? A little I know something you don't know smile as you walk up the aisle at your sister's wedding?
No, you know the emoji that's like got a little smile and the tear-filled eyes?
Okay.
That would have been appropriate.
Sure, yeah.
But my smile kept getting too big because I'd be like smiling at someone and then I'd see someone else and I'm already smiling. So I had to smile bigger. And then I felt like it was insane amount of smile. It was too much. My face was tired. And then it was like, when you say a word too many times,
Yes.
the smile didn't feel real.
Yeah, because you're having to up it. So
Yeah.
by the point you're looking at the fifth person you've made eye contact with during the walk, the mouth is open and the teeth aren't touching anymore.
And I've got a big smile as it is. So I don't know. It's
Yeah.
scary stuff.
Yeah, you're looking like you're about to take a chomp out of the efficient.
Yeah. I don't know. It was uncomfortable. That wasn't even my wedding.
Weddings are weird,
They're
dude.
so weird.
First man to ever have that thought. Interesting.
Very unique.
It is weird to do.
But it's nice. Like I was pretty keen to do a elope or town hall or any of that sort of stuff until my boyfriend and I went to a bunch of weddings, like of people we love so dearly, and it was just so sweet and
Yes.
so powerful. The emotions like we were feeling for them, just like acknowledging their love and our love for them, and all of this fucking love everywhere. It got him going. Well, now I really want that.
I agree.
Yeah.
It only takes you going to a good one.
Yeah.
And also a good one where you like the people. Because you
Yes.
can go to a good one and just be thinking to yourself the whole time, like, these motherfuckers.
Yeah. How'd they
give
get
it-
all this money?
Yeah. You're leaning over to the table and be like, 5 months. Like,
Yeah.
but
yeah.
going to a good one where you do love the people, it does get you in the mood where you're like, look, I'd like to celebrate my love.
Yeah.
You know,
and
it's
make my
worthy of
friends
it.
talk about me nicely.
Oh my God, yeah.
How are the speeches?
They were interesting.
Yeah?
I mean, they were good. We have blessed with very funny friends.
Yes.
But then one of my friends, my first groomsman, did not write a speech.
Okay.
And I would say within 30 seconds, panicked and started doing gear.
No.
Yeah.
Oh.
So my friend Zach, who he's online as Zach Zucker, which is his real name. But yeah, Zach Zucker, he does a very high energy character called Jack Tucker. And so he's like doing his shtick on stage immediately because he starts
I know.
panicking with a microphone. And I watch his muscle memory kick in. He's like, anyway, it's great to be here for Tom and Demi's wedding. And he walks over to the mic stand and I know what's about to happen because I've seen his set so many times. Like I know what's about to happen. He grabs the mic stand and he pushes it up and down. And he's going to like pump some laughs into this room. Anyway, so Tom and Demi.
Oh
and
my God.
It's going great. But me and Demi are losing our minds
That's
because it's
so
like,
funny.
it's exactly what was always going to happen
Yeah.
with him because he is the most scattered guy and he only has one setting, which is like, anyway, what's this next thing?
Oh my God.
It was great. And then
I-
he sits down and he's like, he watches the next guy go up and to give a speech. He's like, I wish you guys had put me second. Now I know what it's
my
like.
God, yeah.
It was so good, dude.
That's awesome. I have seen Zach Zucker's stuff, and it is a full-on shtick.
Yeah.
Like
No, it's like shtick. It's like
so
Borscht Belt,
awesome.
like vaudeville
Yeah.
stuff. And so him doing that, him
Holy
like peppering
shit.
gags in from muscle memory
That's
was
so
so
funny.
funny to see.
Oh my God, I
Yeah.
love that. Yeah, I'm really excited to see what some comics can put together at mine, but also have my family weaved in there because I'm so close to my family, and they're really funny, but they're so earnest
Yeah.
and weird. My mum did like a bit of a witchy ceremony at my sister's wedding. She had a
hell
feather
yeah.
and a rock and some string. I don't remember, but she had everyone captivated.
Yeah.
And I want to watch it all.
The witchy mum doing the ceremony? Are we
Yeah.
talking like, okay, so we're outdoors.
Uh-huh.
All right. Not in a house of God.
No.
And witchery involved.
Yes.
Was she the officiant, or was she just kind of brought on to do her shtick?
No, this was just during the speeches. They had a friend officiating, but they didn't sign any paperwork, so it was full hippie
Yeah,
wedding.
sweet.
Yeah.
Gotcha,
Yeah,
gotcha,
It was
gotcha.
pretty great. Yeah.
Hell yeah. All I want to do is know more about this ceremony.
It was pretty awesome. It was pretty wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. The I don't know. I wish I remembered everything or had it even filmed, but everyone was kind of under the canopy with the fairy lights and shit. And there was just the bride and groom, my sister, brother-in-law sitting in their chairs, and everyone was circled around. I gave a speech.
Congrats.
Thank you.
Who books that?
My sister, I'll give you a number.
That'd
Yeah,
be great.
yeah.
That'd be great. I'm just looking to get up at more kind of diverse gigs around town.
I made a mistake. I went pretty earnest. My brother-in-law's sister gave a speech. Not a comedian.
Yep.
Killed.
Yep.
Fucking destroyed.
Dude.
The rest of the night. Also, there were comics there like working because she needed people for the bar and all this sort of stuff. So I just got a bunch of my friends to come. And so they're the entire night being like, damn, Chloe, fuck, that sucks, huh?
You got pasted by him. He's entering Raw next year, dude.
It was rough.
Oh, that stinks.
Yeah, but then I think my mum might have been last, and it was. I mean, she was the perfect closer.
Headline, yeah.
Yeah, she really. Everyone was enamored.
It's hard to. I mean, closing with the ceremony is kind of like closing with the musical comedy act. You know,
Yeah,
that's good.
Yeah,
You
it's
don't
just
want to be
natural.
following them.
No, you don't.
No. Yeah, the ceremony shit is cool. I remember my wife gave a speech at her sister's wedding.
Yeah.
And she went full freak mode for that. Like,
Awesome.
reading off of notes and then at the end of it revealing like, oh, sorry, this is just like a picture of a monkey with a heart on. And then she'd
Awesome.
like
Oh.
drawn in the break,
Wonderful.
Real freak stuff. But yeah, it's weird. Are you guys engaged or boyfriend, girlfriend? for
We're
now?
boyfriend, girlfriend, but I say we're engaged to be engaged. We've discussed it. We were planning 2026 wedding. We looked
Yeah,
at
right.
rings, which is just a matter of getting money together and
That's
yeah.
cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Damn. You know,
Yeah.
that's a really sweet spot to be in where you don't have to use the word fiance.
Oh, I don't think I could.
Dude, it sucks.
It's a bad word.
It's really bad.
It's so douchey.
We were engaged for like a year and it
Yeah.
sucked so bad when I was like, people ask me what I'm doing. I'm like, I'm me and my fiance. And I just felt like I was like, hey, now you have to ask me two
Exactly,
more
exactly,
questions.
exactly.
Yeah, when's the wedding? How'd you guys get engaged? Whatever the fuck. And it just, now wife, conversation ender.
Wife is so good.
Wife is so good.
Wife is so good. I started saying husband because I wanted people to understand the severity of the relationship when
Yeah.
I was doing like a YouTube thing and it was blowing up. So a lot of people commenting shit. And so I would just be like, husband.
Yes.
Because I didn't want them to be like,
bro.
the amount of people who were just like, well, till there's a ring on that finger, you're a piece of me and I can say whatever,
Yeah.
You would know. It's
Actually, I'm owned by a man.
literally.
This feminist win. Feminist win. We finally worked out how to explain to guys, please leave me alone.
It's so bad. It's so bad. But
Yeah.
yeah, it became a point where people would write about me and be like, is she married? Is she not? And now we're going to try and figure it out. So I just stopped saying husband because I feel like it's not true.
Well, it's stolen valor.
Yes. And I've got enough of that going on as a fake redhead,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah.
There's only so much valor I can steal.
Well, you say that, but I reckon we
right.
could put some more on you.
I did have dreadlocks when I was young.
Ooh, and we want to keep that one in the closet.
No, I'm getting ahead of it.
I would rather people like leak images of me wearing full like a colonel regalia in the Australian army, in fake army uniform, than pictures of me with dreadlocks as a teenager.
Did you have dreadlocks as a teenager?
Hell no.
Okay.
No, I've
alright.
looked like pretty much like this my whole life.
Yeah, okay.
Forehead like a half a centimeter bigger in the last year, but
Yeah,
no,
okay.
it's just been this pretty much the whole time.
Wow.
Uh-huh.
That's fun. I've changed a lot, so I don't know if it gets in my head about not being recognizable, but to look the same for your whole life, I feel like that's good.
Yeah, well, it's kind of split because I look like every white guy.
Yeah, okay.
I'm like generic character creator, move the sliders
Yeah.
twice.
Yeah.
You know, and then we print it. It's pretty generic over here. And I'd say I've had like some pretty unhinged hairstyles.
Okay.
But I think realistically actually, no, yeah, I've looked pretty insane several times. I've just remembered like going through headshots and being like, wow, which to use this year? Well, I don't have a shaved head. I don't have like bangs. I don't have like
God.
intentionally hideous bangs anymore. I don't have a mullet anymore. What am I doing? Yeah, no, okay, I take back my point.
Yeah.
Yeah, never mind. Actually, I've realized I look very upsetting a lot of the time. Oh,
Well, you look great right now.
thank you.
I do want to speak a little bit about when you were younger, because I don't know how old you were, but I believe you went to French clown school. Am I right? Clown college.
That's right.
If you will.
I call it clown college for
Yes,
sure.
yes.
The wanky name for it is École Philippe Gaulier,
Of course.
'Cause-
Wow.
which translates to the much less swanky sounding Philippe Gaulier's school.
Yes. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a place in France. You go, old guy runs it. His name is Philippe Gaulier,
Yeah.
and he is, well, he's an interesting fella. And you go there because you saw someone who did like his school, and you're like, I want to do that. There's something ineffable about that that I find attractive. For me, that was seeing the clown Dr. Brown.
Okay.
And being like, fuck, whatever that is, I love it.
I need it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then being like, I think I'm going to go and give that a try.
Yeah. How old were you?
I was like, oh God. I've reached my limit of maths, but I was like mid-20s. I was like mid-20s or so. Yeah.
And so you were obviously already doing comedy at that point.
Yeah. I'd done
Yeah.
a bit of comedy
Okay.
at that point. Just like improv stuff. I got into improv as a teenager because my
cool.
high school offered theater sports as
Yep.
like a winter sport. I think through like just a clerical error. Like it was either that or be in the 10ths rugby for the
Oh, what?
third year in a row. Dude, I was so fucking bad at sport.
Oh, me too. Fuck, it's fine.
It rocks. And so the alternative was like either you can like taste dirt every Saturday morning, or you can go into here
Yeah.
and one of the like not completely on the ball English teachers will show you whose lines it anyway tapes.
Awesome.
Sick.
Yeah. Great choice.
And so I got into improv through that, and
Okay.
I kept doing it when I went to UCID to
Yeah.
do a Bachelor of Arts, and then like met a lot of my, now lifelong closest friends
Yeah,
through that, and
yeah.
still doing comedy now.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So you weren't that ingratiated into the stand-up scene, although
No, I was
No.
like really bad at stand-up.
awesome.
I was insanely bad. Dude. I got
Awesome.
up to like the New South Wales state finals once in Raw.
Okay.
But like, I was bad enough that I remember when a friend of mine used to book the Comedy Store.
Yeah.
And once I had gotten like done Raw, I think either once or twice, she booked me in there to do the 5-minute spot up
Yeah.
the front, which is the spot they give to you if you're like not too experienced.
Yeah.
Which is also one of the hardest, like the hardest spot in the night.
Yeah. It's so stupid.
Yes.
Yeah.
Comedy doesn't work. Yeah, it's weird. Anyway, I did a week at the Comedy Store,
Mm-hmm.
like the full run, and didn't get one laugh all week. It was so brutal.
That's so rough.
And also, I couldn't even be like, well, I'm young, I'm just starting out, because the headliner was Tom Ballard, who's 1 year younger than
Fuck.
me. And so I'd stay and watch the whole show and then just watch him destroy.
Fuck.
It was so brutal.
That's
Yeah, I sucked shit.
crazy.
I was
Man.
really bad.
That's really good to hear. I'm sorry that it happened to you, but
Yeah.
as far as inspiration goes and stuff, because there is so many people you see at least even since I've started, I see people start and they're actually very naturally good.
Yeah.
And you see a lot of people that are great and you hear that they were the same and, you know, just these people that were just immediately, and I don't know about you, but sometimes I see that and I go, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Well, shit.
Yeah.
So that's really good to hear because you're very funny now.
Hey, thanks.
So.
No, yeah, it's that thing of being like, oh, wow, yeah, this is really difficult.
Yeah, you got to work on it. And so when you went to Golia,
Oh.
what was it like there? Were there other people?
So it's all taught in English,
Yep.
which is good because
That's
I don't
helpful.
speak French.
Okay.
I went over there being like, I'll pick up some conversational French.
Yeah.
I did not. I'm very stupid. And then you you clock in for like 2 sessions a day.
Yeah.
One is in the morning and it's just kind of general bullshit skills. It's kind of marketed as like this is the physical portion.
Yeah, okay.
And so we're going to do like physical aspects. It could be that we're just going to do like a workout that engages like agility or something.
Okay.
Or it could be there's a guy who's going to teach you like silks, you know, like the Cirque du Soleil silks
Yeah.
where you like climb a rope
Awesome.
and then spin around on it or whatever.
Cool.
Or like a different circus thing.
Yeah.
Or it could be just someone who's like, let's do some traditional acting exercises of
Yeah.
like, okay, everyone lie down and then get up as slowly as you can
Mm-hmm.
and do that until it's like the smooth thing.
Yeah.
And you can stop wherever and keep your balance, whatever it is. And then in the other session, you would have time with Philippe, who is like and he would be there every day except one. And then that one day, the person who was teaching movement would take that class and teach like the subject that you were on.
Yeah, okay.
Which was like, the subjects aren't all clown. Like clown is just like a part of it, but
Yeah.
it's like a drama school.
Yeah, okay.
So the first thing he taught you was like kind of, I believe it was le jeu, which is the game. Which
Okay.
is just like, he views
The
all
game.
Yeah.
Like the book.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, you actually know the book. That's
I know
impressive
the
for
book.
someone who looks like you. And that's some negging. And so
There we go.
we're engaging with the beautiful art. But it's like how he thinks of performance as like a game
Yeah,
that is
okay.
being viewed by the audience.
Cool.
And then after that, you do like Greek tragedy and neutral mask and fucking vaudeville and
that sounds
characters
so
and clown.
fun.
It was. Here's the thing. It was, in retrospect, quite fun.
Yeah.
But it's also like some of the worst you can ever feel.
Yeah. Oh, totally. I did a lot of theatre stuff. I went to like a school of arts and stuff, and it is
Yeah.
emotionally draining and
Yes.
exhausting, and yeah, it like beats your ego down.
Yeah, because it's making explicit like what is
Yeah.
happening when you're on stage
Yeah.
and you're bombing, which is
Yeah.
that people are looking at you and going, I don't like this.
I don't like this, and I don't like you.
And what he would do is if it's going bad, he would go around the room and be like, I don't like you. You're not
Oh my
lovable right
God.
now. Chloe, do you like this? And you'd be like, you'd have to say like, be honest and be like, no.
No.
And they'd be like, okay. Because if you were like, I think he had a good moment there. And
Yeah.
he's like, she thinks he had a good moment. Well, let's watch this for 5 more minutes then.
Oh
and
my
you would all just
God.
like sit there and watch
Oh.
this person floundering. Anyway,
Fuck.
dude, it was so brutal. Like bombing
Jeez.
in clown, so much worse.
Yeah.
Like, because the thing with clown is you walk out there, here's the whole setup.
Mm-hmm.
You have a red nose on because it makes your face look funny. That's literally the only thing, is it just kind of makes your face look stupid.
Mm-hmm.
You walk out and you do something funny. That's the entire brief. The entire brief is walk out and make us laugh.
Yeah. Okay.
And it's hard to do
Yeah.
from a standing start, you know?
Does it have to be like physical? Or are you allowed to speak?
You can do whatever you want.
Okay,
You
okay.
can do whatever.
Okay.
But, it's hard to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Especially in a room full of other people also trying to do it. Like doing an open mic when it's just comics there, you know?
Yes.
It's not people actually sitting there who want to laugh and just
And
have
then
fun and let go.
Only like half of the people in that crowd are fluent English speakers.
Oh,
and so
God.
you're like, you know, and not, you know, from just an English speaking thing, but like if you're up there and you speak English as like a second or fifth language
Yeah.
and you're fluent in like Catalan, Spanish or whatever, like, you know, yeah.
Good God.
Yeah, it was very weird. So yeah, I did that
What
for
an experience. How long was it?
2 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's very cool and crazy. Do you have friends from there?
Yeah, so my
Yeah?
friend Zach
Yeah.
Zucker,
Oh,
we
of
were at
course.
Clown College together.
Fuck.
And Vigo Venn.
Okay.
Who is, so it's very
I
easy
have
to
heard-
remember because their names are. So Vigo like won Britain's Got Talent.
Yeah. I've heard great things.
Yeah, and Zach is like fucking killing it.
Oh,
with
he's doing so
Jack
well.
Tucker.
Yeah.
And then yeah, just like a whole bunch of other people that I met and like still keep in touch with. But
Cool.
you know, yeah, who are like actors and comedy people across the world.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Yeah. Would you consider what you went through style of trauma bonding?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Like you're just watching someone get fucking beat down
Yeah.
every day for like a month, you
Did
know?
did you all stay on like a campus together, or
No,
did you have
it's-
your own accommodations?
It's in like a small, I want to say suburb, but more realistically like town. Like,
Yeah,
but it's
okay.
like, it's an hour's train out of Paris.
Wow.
An hour train out of Paris. And then so you just kind of, everyone lives in a tomp, which is
Yeah,
the name
okay.
of the town.
Yeah.
And then you just kind of walk into class or ride a bike into
Yeah,
class
okay.
and then, yeah,
Damn.
stay afterwards, do like work on the thing you have to present on Friday. Every Friday
Mm.
you do a presentation
Mm-hmm.
and you get told whether it's good or shit and no other feedback. And then back you go.
Good God.
Yeah.
You happy you went?
Yeah, I guess.
You guess.
Yeah, dude. Well, you know, you go over and you do that stuff and you like come back and you're like, fuck, all my friends like also like grew hugely as performers in my
yes.
absence.
Yes, of course.
And so I wonder how much of a change there would have been if I'd just done
Just kept
open
doing open
mics.
mics. Yep,
and,
for sure.
Yeah, just done
Fuck.
gigs and like actually worked on it. But I
Damn.
think it was definitely cool to do.
Yeah, and I mean, it's a pretty unique experience.
Yeah.
Living in France for 2 years. Like, there's a lot of cool shit there.
There is.
Yeah.
And also like looking at him and being like, I'm glad I'm here now because
Yeah.
you are old.
Yeah, right.
Like I think, and he's gonna keep the fucking school open until he dies. I think.
Yeah.
But like being there, and he was like, okay, so who is on stage right now? And he guess a name, and you're like, that person's not on stage. I think, like, either he's
Oh.
blind or he's confused.
Yeah.
Either way, kind of making me rethink the tuition fees. And the fact that I'm here to get feedback from this guy.
Yeah.
But
oh,
yeah.
fuck. Man, wow.
Weird stuff.
Weird stuff. I've been fascinated about it, though. I've never really spoken to anyone in depth, so I appreciate you sharing.
No worries.
But now, look at you. Comedian extraordinaire.
Hey.
You've been doing a lot of online stuff lately. Like
Yeah.
Twitch streaming, right? You do Twitch.
I started Twitch streaming in the pandemic.
I thought so.
You really
Yeah.
couldn't go outside during that thing. I don't know if you
No.
remember.
I was in Brisbane. I was
Oh.
so lucky. We had like 6 weeks shut down and then we were fine.
Hell yeah.
It was honestly a bit of a haven. I felt really bad. I moved to Sydney just after everything opened and everyone was traumatized and I was like, hey.
Yeah, but in contrast to Melbourne, we're all fine.
No, I
you
know, I
like,
know, I
Man,
know.
those guys are
They
carrying
got
it still.
oh, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, no, it's so Brisbane was pretty much
Brisbane was pretty cool.
Hell
Pretty
yeah.
fine. Oh, a lot of like road comics just came to Brisbane. Jacob was living here and he even was just in Brisbane for a run. He ended up staying up there for the 6 months that Sydney was locked down because there was work there.
Sure.
So like I was running gigs at the time and we just had bigger acts in town constantly and it was great. It was
Yeah.
a great time.
kind of like a similar but much smaller version of like when Sacha Baron Cohen was at the Sydney Comedy Store and you're like, what the fuck is going on here?
Yeah, pretty
Yeah.
much. Yeah. Yeah, except it was like Jack Barrett.
Whoa! Who would ever thought he'd come to this podunk little town? Mr. Tausch himself.
No, it was good. It was good. It was open. But yeah, so you started Twitch streaming and you've continued.
I continue
Yeah.
still.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's fun.
Yeah.
Well, I think like it's so important in comedy to have something that. Sorry, I just barreled the camera. By the way, I just was like looking
Good.
around at something and then just realized I barreled the fucking.
That's fine. A lot of people do that. I mean, all throughout. You're fine. They
Oh.
like it. Hey.
Hello. Hello. Hope you're well. I'm in your phone. Yeah, I found it's good to have something that you can control entirely.
Oh, totally.
Because like,
Seems to be everything right now.
yeah, because
Yeah.
if you're like, I got into this thinking that I would be like a comedian and
Yeah.
then, you get cast and stuff. And I got like cast in a couple things when I was like starting out. And
Yeah.
then you're like, oh, okay, I guess this just happens forever. And then
Yeah.
it doesn't. And so
Yeah.
you're like, oh, okay, you have to you have to do stuff. You can't just
Yeah.
sit around with like I had scripts that were getting worked on that I got like paid to work on, and we
Yeah.
got to film like proof of concepts for shit, and then they just didn't go anywhere.
Yeah.
And so you were kind of stuck with nothing,
Mm-hmm.
right? Whereas if you just have like a Twitch stream, a podcast, you know, you can put as much work as you want into those things.
Yeah.
And you're building your following or whatever.
It's your own asset. Yeah,
Yeah.
It's so important.
And you get to be as creative as you want with that, and no one can say no,
Yeah,
apart
and-
from the Twitch terms and services.
Of course,
But-
of course.
Yeah, so I won't be gambling on stream. But like, yeah, you know, like you
Yeah.
can do full narrative stuff. Like I've booked out a bar and done like an awards show for the stream, or like, you
so
know,
cool.
just like worked hard on various things.
Yeah.
And then there's other times where you're just like, I'm just gonna chill out and watch videos of people.
Yeah.
And those go just as well because
Damn.
people like you.
Man, yeah, Twitch is great work if you can get it.
Yeah.
Like, fucking hell. Dream job for so many. So it's sick. It's so awesome. But I wanted to ask a bit about your relationship with the audience because it seems so much more interactive on Twitch.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah. Have you
but-
made friends through there?
Yeah, I think I mean, you kind of want to be like, it's fucked up because I have,
Yeah.
and I've literally lived like the parasocial dream of, I'm friends with, I watched this stream called The Go Off Kings, which is just Stefan Heck and Jesse Farrar, who are two guys that I followed on Twitter since like 2008.
Yeah, okay.
Like they're like, to me, two of the funniest people
Awesome.
on that website. Now, of course, X, the everything app. But
Of course.
like I would watch their stream and just be a general nuisance in the chat. And then I recommended it to Demi and she started watching it and being a nuisance in the chat.
Awesome.
And then like they asked me and Demi on their podcast. Jesse asked us on Your Kickstarter Sucks, which is his podcast, which
Yeah.
is like my favorite podcast
Oh my God.
of
That's
all
the
time.
best.
Yeah. And so we just ended up being, and then we like, now we text these guys every single day. And
Yeah.
we've traveled to America to hang out with them and see them. I saw Stefan when I was in Vancouver, Canada. So
Stop. I love it.
it's really weird,
It's
but
so cool
and
though.
yeah, it's hard to talk about because you don't want to be like, and if you are just like in a Twitch chat for long enough,
I
it
know.
can happen to you.
I know. I've spoken about it because I had Gareth Reynolds on the podcast,
Oh, hell
and
yeah.
I was talking to him about. I was like, so how do you feel about me making friends with you through DMing you? Like that's
Yeah.
insane, psycho. And he's like, I don't know. It's just how it happens sometimes. And I've had multiple friendships turn into actual friendships because of that, because of this weird parasocial
Yeah.
dynamic. And then I'm telling the listeners, I'm like, yeah, so if you want to make friends,
Yeah.
But-
if you want to make friends, go ahead and just kind of DM every female comedian that pops up on the page. It will work out for you eventually.
I think that maybe it's a little different if you're working in comedy. And I also have to admit, like, being a girl probably helps. And yeah, it's hard to recommend to the
Well, having like content that you're making and a following means that people are like, okay, so this isn't just like someone who's doing this to find out my home address
Exactly.
or get me to a location.
yeah, someone who
You know?
else has something to lose, someone who else doesn't want to be doxxed.
Yeah.
yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Mutual destruction kind of a thing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me in your place, the full address of which is, of course,
No, I'm so scared of my address getting leaked.
bro, same.
It's terrifying. I like, because I have indicators, and sometimes I've had people on the podcast like talk about something close to my house, and I'm like, can we not?
Uh-huh.
It's actually so scary because I get into arguments online, you know, and there are people that probably could want me dead.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, I've got news for you. Even without the argument, as a woman
Oh
online,
my God, thank you.
no worries, please. Let me
Wow.
assuage those fears. You don't even need to do anything.
I don't even need to stand up for myself.
No. In fact, I'd recommend against it as a misogynist myself. Yeah, it's really weird, that thing of, I don't know, having an audience that you like recognize the names of. Do you ever find yourself thinking about, ooh, motorbike?
Sorry.
No, I like it.
You like it?
I love a motorbike. Do you ever find yourself looking back fondly, or like, I think of how it must have been to be famous in like the 80s or 90s,
Yeah.
where you're just like, everyone knows who I am and I don't know anyone.
Yep.
And now I'm like, I know the screen names of some of like people who I think are very funny.
Yep.
And I will see them like 3 times a week and they'll be in there chatting away.
Yeah.
Or whatever. Or like, you know, Nowadays, it's not like back in the day you would have to like write out a fan letter and send it to a post office or whatever. Now, all you have to do is just to plunge into a message like request form thing on Instagram.
Yep.
Is just find the world's worst meme and just hit that little paper airplane icon.
Yep.
And then it just turns up in like your inbox.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy. And I've had like someone, you know, DM something. I'll occasionally reply to people. People sometimes say awesome things, you know, so I'll get into conversations occasionally. It happens. And then one person who I had that kind of relationship with kind of negged me, like was all of a sudden said something about asking me a question. And I was like, well, I mean, do you listen to the pod? And he's like, no, I don't listen to your podcast. And I'm like, I just need to clarify here. You're a fan.
Yeah.
I call them friends. At
Yes.
home, they're friend fans. But
Yeah.
I'm like, I really want to keep this line here.
Yeah.
We're friends, but you're my fan.
Yeah.
Don't neg me.
Hey, don't forget this is Parasocial. And
Yeah.
I'm the boss.
I'm the boss.
Yeah, I get you.
No, it's weird. It's a very weird time. It's like also everyone's famous.
Yes.
You know, there's never been more famous people.
Oh, dude.
Which
yeah.
is just weird.
The amount of people that would like clog up a supermarket if it leaked that they were going to just like be there doing an
Yeah.
appearance, and
Yeah.
you would have no idea who they are.
It's wild.
There's a guy who streams to like 80k people on Twitch or something, and like pretty regularly.
Yeah.
And I guarantee you wouldn't know his name, like Jinxzy.
No.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. No, there's so many.
Because he plays Rainbow Six with controller and like stamps his foot on his camera phone every time he wins. It's
It's
fucking
crazy.
bizarre.
Even when you can be so into a thing, whether it's like YouTube, Twitch, TikTok, or anything. There's then a bunch of other celebrities from that platform that you still don't know.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's a weird time.
Yeah, it's all fragmented and gone so far away from where it started that
Yes.
there's now you could never keep track of all the celebrities or
Yeah.
micro celebrities or influencers.
Oh, it's so strange. But, you know, I mean, if you're going to compare it to being a celebrity in the 80s and 90s, at least there's a lot less scrutiny because you do see so much more of people, right? Like, there's a little bit more room for humanity and in fact is encouraged. Like, people want people to be flawed and they're not just like zooming in on this one photo because it's the one photo that they found of them for the month. And so they're like, look at
Right.
this cellulite and look at this thing that's wrong with them. And
Yeah. Instead, now it's just a set group of people on a hate subreddit who are
Yeah.
doing that instead of it
Yes.
being in like a magazine. So I
True.
think maybe that's still there.
That's still there.
100%
No,
still
you're
there.
so right. You're
but it's
so
just
right.
similarly fragmented.
You're so right. It's also on comments and in DMs.
Yeah,
No, it's
dude.
kind of worse. Oh, fuck.
Yeah. Oh, don't get it wrong. Everything's worse. It's not getting better.
I'm such an optimist.
Yeah.
And nothing has made me more cynical than the last year and a half of getting an online audience.
Oh, yeah.
So sad.
Yeah, the more people you talk to a day, the less you start to feel good about the world.
Yeah.
Yeah. You see like the first person who's like, I don't know, leaving reviews on a cruise ship, like, and you're like, oh, we're not going to make it. Widening your fucking...
No,
Sorry, that's in my
no.
head because I was talking to a friend who reads cruise ship reviews. Yeah.
Just for leisure?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
You
Good.
kind of get it in your head like, oh, there's a type of guy out there that I can think of, and then, you know,
Oh, yeah.
seek it out. Shout out to Guys, a podcast about guys by Murder Brian. You know, cool guy. But yeah,
Yeah, okay. Wow, what a world. I do have... Oh, we've got to get into sleepover games quickly. I wanted to ask one more question
oh yeah,
about comedy. Now that we've gotten to the more cynical end of the podcast. As a man, because how long have you been in comedy now?
man, it would be like professionally, I don't know, but I started like I've done it like badly, you know, since I was like 18 or so.
Yeah, okay.
Like doing improv and shit. So like
Yeah.
16 years.
Yeah. How do you find, and you don't even have to answer this in details, but like, how do you find navigating the, I fucking wrote this down. I'm going to read it because
Yeah,
I
do
wrote
it.
it down well. How do you handle the politics and ethics of comedy friendships and association? As in, like, do you struggle to navigate with? Yeah, you know what it's like. You know what the fucking world is. We've got a bunch of people in the industry, and there's a bunch of them that you could just point to and be like, that person does terrible things. But they're still around and they still have power. And so these people suck up to them and whatever else. And there's just this little game that everyone has to play. Do you struggle with that?
I think I'm small enough that I don't really have to.
Oh, that's
which is
good.
Nice. Like, I feel like I'm largely separate from that only. And I don't, like, my honest answer is I don't know.
Yeah, okay.
Because I don't have to interact with those people.
Yeah.
At least to my knowledge.
Yeah.
Is always the fantastic thing. Well, like, in the past, I found out about things about people and just be like,
Yeah.
And
it's like that.
I'm like, okay, well, that person is not a part of my life anymore as much as I can help it because that's fucked up, or I'm gonna have to talk to them about this shit.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Well, that's a part of it. That's kind of what and I'm only asking because of my own experiences of either learning more about people around or seeing stuff myself and saying stuff, like, because I'm a bit of a mover and a shaker.
Congrats. That's huge.
No, I'm just confrontational and I have very little to lose. So I say shit all the time. Gets me in trouble. Recently, everyone's like, well, you're not going to have this thing anymore, because of saying this. And sometimes it's worth the risk, but sometimes it's really hard. And sometimes you find out about something and it's like, do you have a conversation with a friend, someone that's your friend, and then you hear a thing? Like, I don't know. I'm just trying to come to terms with it,
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think there's, I don't know, a set playbook, but you do have to live as if it's, I don't know. It's a weird thing where you're trying to put this into words, like living ethically and morally versus like living as if it's going to get found out.
Yeah.
While one, they both may lead to the same thing.
Yeah.
One feels grotesque to me and the other one does not.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like trying to live right versus trying to live not to get in trouble.
Yes.
Even though, and I think there's like, those responses again lead to the same thing, but it's important to me to think it through and be like, actually, no, I'm doing this because of X rather than Y.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. That's good. That's a good perspective to come at it from, right? I don't think there's any real answers here. To the whole conundrum
no, for
of
sure. I don't have fucking any answers.
Okay. Well, then on a lighter note, do you want to play some quick sleepover games?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yay! Okay, cool. Now, I actually forgot to clarify on this, but I've got a very stupid would you rather for you.
Sure.
Now, just mainly because I don't know much about you, didn't know much about you,
No.
This is our first time hanging out. We're now best friends, but obviously I didn't know
Hell
that
yeah.
when I was writing these questions. So I went for a would you rather based entirely off your name, Tom Walker.
Mm-hmm.
Would you rather be one of those, like a day walker or a white walker?
Okay. So it's easy day walker for me.
Wow. Okay.
It has to be.
Yeah.
We're talking about the creature that Blade is, right?
Yes,
All the
yes.
powers of a vampire and all the shortcomings of a human, but also
Yeah.
the powers of a human. Yeah, no, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. That's
If you're asking me,
pretty easy.
would I be Blade? Absolutely.
Okay.
Man.
Okay.
Although I would immediately decapitate myself trying to unsheath two swords at once. Dude. Like,
That'd be
snicker
so
snack.
hard.
Like,
It'd be really hard.
it'd be really hard. I'm buying the swords. I'm chopping my own head off immediately. They're finding me ruling it a suicide. I was just trying to do something cool. I had the camera phone set up portrait mode so people could see it. I thought I was going to go viral for sure,
It would
man.
go viral.
Oh, it would go viral after the death, absolutely.
yeah, it
I'm
would.
getting in fail compilations everywhere. Head comes clean off, plops down to the floor, body hits the ground a second after.
That is boy internet as far as it goes. My God, boy internet is crazy. The shit that you guys see, and that it's just not even close to my world.
I'm not like a gore or decapitation girly, but I am a big time like seeking out guys doing stuff guy.
Yes,
I think it's so funny to me.
Jacob's the same, but then you accidentally see someone die,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. You'll be like,
Yeah.
You'll get like a little bit far into like, I like watching like drift competition crashes because I
Awesome.
find them really funny.
That's very funny.
Because like they think they're so cool
Exactly.
driving sideways and then they just nick something. They're like, oh no. And because it's a professional motorsport thing, they're fine because it's just their
Yeah.
car spinning around a couple times.
Yeah.
But then your algorithm will immediately be like, like that, do you? Would Sir enjoy seeing a Formula One driver decapitated in the 80s? And I'm like, no, keep it light, bro. I don't want that at all.
Crazy.
Yeah. Like, it's like how you'll search like one video game and then YouTube would be like fascist content for my lord.
Yeah,
No,
for
dude.
sure. It's so awful. I love to have a little like joined scroll time in bed, right? And you know, sometimes it's mine, sometimes it's Jacob's, and that's just the fun of it. And when it's his phone, it's a risky game because it's a lot of cute cockatiels singing. It's a lot of babies falling in. It's funny, you know. A lot of dudes trying stuff and being bad at it. It's great. And then it just it's something horrible. And my little brain is not as desensitized.
It's some Russian stuntman getting like concussed because he's like driving a car and then trying to hop in a hole from the car. Yeah, there's some good shit out there.
Horrible.
The thing I found is, and you know, credit to Jacob again, because you don't know how hard we have to train the algorithm to not show us gigantic jiggling asses.
I know.
Dude.
I know.
It took so long for me to convince TikTok that I didn't want to look at 19-year-olds. It took so long. You'd be like, no. And then like a TikTok of a train would come up and I just watch it in full. I'd let it loop like 5 times. Be like, yes, love it, follow, like. Bro, please give me like autistic guy content and not like
Honestly.
35-year-old guy installing TikTok because he's a fucking pervert content. Please.
It's so it is such a green flag, but I know how hard it is to get there.
It's so
I mean,
difficult.
I am bisexual, so I'm definitely, you know, hovering, but my feeds, my explore on Instagram is far worse than Jacob's.
Oh yeah, Demi's is like
Yeah.
No, it's
Yeah.
mostly cute animals, and then
Yeah.
it's like the most beautiful woman you've ever
Yeah,
seen.
it's awesome. I love it. I love it so much. Whenever people talk about like how bad social media is for your brain, I know as a person creating content, I can understand that. But as someone just scrolling, I'm like, what are you talking about? Mine is a good time.
I
It's-
feel happy.
It's so cute.
How
I
could it
do
be bad for
cry.
me?
I cry a lot, but that's just because I have feelings and I'm seeing a rescue animal, you know.
That's fucking insane.
Go to a new home.
I can't imagine that. So you're just scrolling, then it'll be like
It's
time lapse of rescue puppy joining home, and you're
crazy.
tearing up.
not tearing up, hard crying.
Jesus
It's it is exhausting. Sometimes I get the phone taken off me.
Holy, yeah, that's so much.
Yeah, I feel you know how some people are like I feel nothing. I'm like the opposite. I feel everything so hard.
You got to get on my wave a little bit more. We got to get you on like a difficult rally car corner where cars keep slowly rolling over. Yeah, maybe that'll be
I'll
more
work
your
on
speed.
it.
We'll give
Yeah,
you a
it
try.
might help. It
Yeah.
might be a bit of balance.
If they're titled in Russian, that's how you know you're onto some good stuff. Because that's the real amateur stuff where they don't know quite how to drive it yet.
That's a really good tip. All right, I've got another would you rather.
Uh-huh.
This one's very thought-provoking. I think very poignant if I do say so myself.
Wow.
Would you rather cry piss or piss tears?
Okay. I mean, got to be piss tears.
But think about it. Oh, I guess.
There's literally no downside.
No,
It's
there
either
is,
I
there is.
smell like piss and I see piss at all times and give myself infections. It's obviously piss tears.
I didn't realize that
This
I
is
was.
the worst would you rather in the world. The previous one was, do you want to be a non-verbal zombie? Or a super-powered cool guy who fucking rocks and can't die? A guy who has it all, or a villain who can't talk and doesn't really exist.
I had not enough.
Would you
time
rather
for these
piss?
games.
Would you rather cry piss or be hydrated?
I wrote this with the lens of my amount of crying, so I forgot that maybe regular people, because I was like, well, then it looks like you've pissed your pants all the time because you cry, you know, a few times a day.
Wait, you think?
But
Yeah, no, it's not affecting me at all, dude.
I did not think this through.
No, I got hard eyes. I'm not. I mean, maybe we're getting like something on the undies if I'm watching Brokeback Mountain. You know, that's the last. But I've already got it there because that scene.
Of course. It's actually so hard.
Dude, I
Sorry.
just watched it literally 2 weeks ago.
Oh my
I've
God.
never seen it before.
Oh my God.
I know. I said to Demi, we were looking for a movie to watch. We
Yeah.
mostly watch like action trash. And then I was like,
Oh.
you know what? Why don't we? And this felt like I was like cracking open a book. I was
Yeah.
like, why don't we watch a really good movie? I watched Brokeback Mountain. All the sex scenes in that,
So hot.
insanely hot.
Crazy hot.
Also, watching it as a guy who hasn't like had, I don't have, my anal sex certification.
Okay,
I've
okay,
dabbled, I would say,
okay.
but the idea of going from full no shower for weeks, full diet of beans,
Yeah.
into single spit on cock into butthole,
Wow.
is so crazy to me that they should have been putting that movie in like the fantasy section. I know it's not, obviously,
That's a
because
really good take.
it was crazy, man.
I have not watched it in a long time, so with an adult perspective, that's a really, really good point.
I mean, it's obviously like it's what gets it done, and it's what would happen, but like you're just looking at it being like, holy shit, man, that's
Beans is actually probably not a bad diet though, because a lot of fiber.
it does clear you out for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah,
You've got
yeah.
nothing sticking around back there after the
Exactly,
beans train comes through,
exactly.
clears you out. But it was still
Yuck.
crazy. It also sucks to watch Brokeback Mountain and be thinking this, and then be like, I think that my thought that I just had is in every stand-up set from like 2009.
Oh,
you know what I
yeah,
mean? Like that's like
yeah.
the most hack shit of all
Yeah.
time.
That's the funny thing about writing these thoughts down all the time, right?
Uh-huh.
Like I feel like when the kids discover practical magic or something, now, and it's just like everyone else is standing around like we've had these thoughts, babe. Nothing's new.
Yeah.
I do worry about that all the time when I write my silly little jokes.
Yeah.
I mean, every thought's been thunk.
Yeah. There's no new ones left.
No.
You can just try.
Yeah, that's true. All right. We are running out of time quickly because we're having the best time. So I'm going to skip straight to, mainly because the others weren't that great. I'm going to skip straight to truth
a lot
or
of
dare.
crying stuff. All right, what's truth or dare?
It's all crying. Yeah, no. Okay, we've got truth or dare. Apparently the real rules of truth or dare are if you choose one and you don't want to do it, you can do the other.
Huh.
Apparently. That's how we're playing it.
I feel like there's no like official rules though.
That's a good point.
Truth or dare seems to be without a governing body to me.
That's true. It is a
It's-
sleepover game for children.
Yeah, it just kind of defaults to the most popular person.
That's
They
true.
get to decide it.
Well,
And that's definitely you in
In
this
this
situation.
house,
Yeah,
I
no, you're in.
mean.
So I guess what you say goes.
that's the rule. That's how it goes. But
All
truth
right,
or
sweet.
dare?
I guess truth.
Truth. Okay.
And I have to say that is entirely because dare seems like it would need me to get up.
That's what everyone says. It's not true.
Uh-huh.
I would never make anyone get up.
Okay.
Told you I was bad at sports.
Okay.
Exercise induced asthma. All right.
Okay, fair enough.
It's not my kind of dare.
Mm-hmm.
I play to the arena. All right.
I understand.
So don't be afraid. But
Okay.
truth is fine. You ever had a meltdown, right? This isn't the truth question,
Sure.
but yeah, it's a thing. What caused your most unreasonable meltdown?
Oh, man. Oh, I mean, there's been so many.
I suppose you could call it even a tantrum in that context.
Yeah, right. I mean, it's so hard to pick just one. Probably when I was like 15, official Xbox magazine just didn't publish one month. Mm-hmm. And I went nuts.
What kind
They
of
just-
nuts?
I went nuts. I don't know. I was 15. I was like, ah. I was like walking around with a real hate in my belly. I was like, where is it? Where is it? I was looking forward to getting the demo disc, dude. And they just didn't put it out.
You don't have a mood disorder, do you?
No.
Oh, that's good.
I don't think so.
You're just walking around like rats.
Rats. Kablamo. I'm trying to think. I mean, there's definitely something like my wife would probably better know than me because I just experience my emotions as reasonable. You know,
Yeah,
ain't that the thing?
right. Of course. You're like, I'm actually correct.
Yeah. And then she'd be like, I don't know, I did witness you like slam a bunch of doors after after streaming.
Oh my God, I'm on strict no door slamming policy in my house. It's
Yeah.
not fair.
That's the
Sucks.
homeowner's dream is to own the door so you can slam it all you want.
Right.
Right, dude?
So unfair. It was something I learned in, I suppose, one of the first fights after moving in with my boyfriend. It was just, it's a big trigger for him and I am not allowed. And it's probably for the best.
It's like, yeah, it's never going to be good to slam the door, so I think
No.
it's good to take it off the table.
Miss it.
I do, dude. I'm genuinely, I like missed out on this growing up. I'm going to build like a freestanding bit of drywall and put it next to my work desk so I can just like
Yes.
bro.
Oh,
I'm
love
missing
that.
out on it. I gotta get that. Like as like a Caucasian man, that's my culture, dude. I gotta
Yeah.
get into it.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, I think just like most unreasonable is definitely like something gaming related
Yeah,
for
okay.
sure.
Yeah.
No, never at my best when
No.
I've got a controller in my hand. I'm not like but I'm not. I don't know. To me, at least, I'm not that angry a guy. I feel like
Yeah.
all my meltdowns are like me curling up into a ball and
Yeah.
experiencing anxiety
Yeah.
or dread. That's like, okay, I think the closest thing I have to an answer is one time a friend of mine like sent me a checklist for anxiety, like, you know, one of those mental health
Yeah.
things. And I was going through it and I was like, oh my God, this is so stupid. I don't know what website she got this off of. And I texted her being like, this thing is so fucking jank, lol. They don't think that they think that it's possible to not walk around with a sense of constant creeping dread. And she was like, yeah, no, a lot of people don't have that. And I was like, what are you... It was like the first time I was like, what are you talking about?
The first day you heard of neurotypical people.
Bro, for real. I was like, no, everyone feels like this.
Yeah,
It makes
that's
sense.
fair. I know it is.
And also, nowadays, probably everyone does.
That's true.
If you,
That's
yeah.
very true. Oh God. No, some people are still out there happy as ever, and
Damn.
good on them.
Must be nice.
Yeah. Wow. Okay, that's pretty good.
Thank you.
Yeah, beautiful. Thank you so much for coming here.
Thank you for having me.
Oh my God, anytime, of course.
As a little preview for what I'll be doing after we stop recording.
Yeah.
May I pee in your toilet?
Oh my God, absolutely. Do you want to tell anyone where to find you first, or you need to go?
In the toilet? Yeah, you can check it out in Unit. Okay. No, I will be. Let me give the full address. I'll.
Don't you fucking
No,
dare.
you can edit it out. It'll be fine.
I can.
Yeah, you can find me on Twitch, twitch.tv/Tom Walker. I'm doing a show up in Brisbane that I'm filming.
Oh,
on
beautiful.
August 8th.
Oh, exciting.
Which is going to be sick. I'm doing that at Good Chat.
Oh, cool.
I fucking love Good Chat.
so good.
So I'm like paying to film it
Yeah,
up there.
I filmed there recently, and
Oh,
it
hell
was
yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
I really like them, and I'm excited to do that.
Yay,
So check me out there. There's tickets for that on sale still. Apart from that, twitch.tv/Tom Walker
Sweet.
for me playing Grand Theft Auto 4 with the traffic turned all the way up. It's really good shit. There's edits of that on
Awesome.
YouTube. Trying to do any mission in that game with cars traveling the speed of sound. You'll just like spawn and immediately get fucking taken out by a Chrysler.
Jesus.
And then podcast is bigsofttitty.png
Yes.
with my wife Demi.
Brilliant podcast. Wonderful.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Thank you guys so much for listening. I love you.
Thank you for having me. Bye bye.